guys, welcome back to our channel. Welcome back to my channel, and we are talking about the expectation from pregnancy to delivery, and we're going to be talking about the third trimester. And I have here someone that's in the third trimester. Her name is Dunchard, but I'm going to let her introduce herself. Hi Dunchard, welcome.
Hi, thank you. Well, I'm Dunchard, and I'm a first-time mom to be. I mean, everything is kind of new to me, but the journey has been really easy. Sometimes I feel guilty to just talk about my experience during this pregnancy, because a lot of people have like really super crazy stories, and my expectation when I found out that I was pregnant was crazy because of the stories I've heard. But gracefully, it has been great.
Thank God.
So like the third trimester I'm in right now is like the hardest part, the part where you don't get to sleep at night and you feel so uncomfortable. Yeah, and all of those numerous trips to the bathroom is just a lot. But it's nothing crazy as compared to the stories I've heard. And what else? Braxton Hicks, like false alarm and stuff like that. I just like it's not crazy, but I feel that once in a while. But whenever I feel that, I was advised to just like take a turn, like if I'm sitting, just change positions and stuff like that. It has been very helpful for me. And also I drink a lot of water, and I do every day I do evening walks. It helps a lot, and I'm just like very healthy. And I didn't really feel like I was pregnant until I got into my third trimester, because the whole first and second was very easy for me. At the beginning of it was a little tough for the first 2 weeks, because I was taking the nature made prenatal. And that was like terrible for me.
Okay.
It did not.
Yeah. Apparently.
It's funny because you mentioned that, and we kind of just finished talking about that.
Oh yeah.
Who took the prenatals and who did not? So, are you? Did you take something else, or what are you taking now?
There's this thing. This brand called My Kind.
Okay. My Kind.
It's
a
vegan.
Yes, that's what I use.
It's organics, and I take the gummies. Is like a lifesaver for me.
Okay.
This is it.
Just give them promotion. Why not?
Yeah. This really helps. Since I started taking that, no nausea, no morning sickness all through the process. So it has been really great. And also what helped me as well was, I mean, we just try everything since we found out that we're pregnant, and based on the stories with her, we just try everything. I think you talked to Michael about putting electrolytes in water and drinking and stuff like that. That has been so helpful as well. So for the third trimester, it's just like anxiety when you're thinking about the process of delivery. It's where am I right now? Sometimes when I think about it and like listening to other people's stories, I panic, but then I talk to Michael. He's like, "Oh, your story gonna be different. Remember, you heard so many different stories, but your experience has been different." Yes. So actually, I'm just looking forward to it not being crazy and it being great as it has been. So I don't know, like some questions that I have.
And we have so many people here to answer all your questions for you.
Yes, I have a couple of questions. Like as time is approaching, I'm having these anxiety. I don't know when. The doctor said it could be any time from now, because I'm like 2 weeks away.
Wow.
So sometimes I'm like, okay, so what? How do I know that? And okay, so from what I read on the internet, at this point, I should be dilating, or I don't know. It's like 2 weeks away. But it's not. Am I supposed to be worried about that?
No.
I
didn't dilate. I wasn't dilated. I was at the hospital. They said I should give birth, and I still wasn't dilated.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Cause
you're fine.
Because I was a little worried about that.
Don't be worried.
And then how do you know that a baby dropped? I know I feel the head in my pelvis, and I go to the bathroom a lot. But what I see from the pictures, because that was one of the things to the pregnancy too. Like I have one of my colleagues at work. she was pregnant same time I was pregnant, but her stomach was like extremely big. And mine didn't show till I was in my third trimester. And every time I look at her stomach, I go to the bathroom and like, dang, is it normal for my stomach to be like that? I start to research if it's okay, if it's healthy. I mean, I went through all of those up and down moods and stuff like that. But now, when I Google this, the baby drop stomach, people like stomach kind of like sloping down and hanging. But mine is still very strong. Even
I feel
though I
like
feel
a lot of times, if you're the pregnant one, you won't even know your stomach drop. It's something that people see and they're able to tell you.
okay.
You don't really see all angles, but people are able
Okay.
to see how you are, and then they're actually able to tell you. But then some people feel it. I really don't, because my first pregnancy, I didn't get any weight at all. I actually was net like 35 pounds or 40. With my second pregnancy, I gained 10 pounds towards the end, but people were able to tell me that, oh, your stomach has dropped. But I'm like, okay.
Okay.
They're able to tell you, but that's the least of your problems.
I mean, I know my
Okay.
stomach dropped when literally, like, okay, I'm gonna be too graphic. I mean, I know it's dropped when it's like I have that peace sensation all the time. You get what I'm saying? Like my lower pelvic is, it's so, it's always so irritated.
Oh yes, I feel that. I have all of those symptoms, but I just was like, hey, is it supposed to? Because like they're supposed to be soft. Your
and
stomach's
really,
supposed to be
by the time
softer.
your baby drop, it means that you're pretty close to the time you also want to deliver, which.
But
Okay. Sometimes I read about when the baby
doesn't
drops.
That mean that the baby has aligned the head to your pelvis, like ready for delivery? Or is it like another
The baby sit down.
Yeah, it means the baby has come down a little bit more ready.
Yeah.
Doctor will be able to tell you that when you do like ultrasound and stuff.
So when you go to your doctor's appointment, they should be able to tell you. But remember, your body structure might be different from others. So yours might not look like it's dropped, but theirs might. Also, remember, you're still 2 weeks away. It can drop.
Yeah.
Like,
so
literally things can happen the last day.
It can happen as you're having. Honestly,
yeah.
You know,
that's what a doctor told me.
When you're feeling it, if it's getting harder, isn't that when it's dropping?
I think I
don't know.
When it drops, you're gonna feel it in your pelvic.
Yeah, in my lower pelvic.
Yeah, you'll feel it in your pelvic.
I almost feel like my baby's head is coming out of my vagina. That's what it feels like.
Yes, I feel that. And secondly, what I read was during this time, you don't feel that gassy feeling and indigestion and stuff like that. So I feel a lot better now when I eat. Prior to 2-3 weeks ago,
right?
Because before when I eat, like feels like my food is just sitting up in my chest, ready to come out. But I don't feel that anymore. So
it's already coming down then, because it's already taking pressure off of your lungs and
diaphragm
and all that stuff.
Yeah, relax. You're going to do great. You know it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, our body is made for this. It's a natural process, so you don't have to think too much into it. Your body is going to do what it needs to do to get that baby out. It's going to contract. It's going to do everything on its own. It's going to start the labor. And if it doesn't, there's always assistance to help with that. But but it's a natural process. Like man did not make it. God created this to happen.
Yeah,
so I do its own thing.
When I used to read people like do castor oil, do whatever, like people need to stop trying to do stuff to bring the baby out.
Yeah.
Your baby's gonna come out exactly when it wants to come out.
Absolutely.
Come out the way. There's nothing you can do to make it come out a different way. In fact, when you start manipulating and doing things, you're gonna hurt your baby.
You're gonna frustrate yourself too.
That's what I want to talk about in regards to the anxiety. What advice can we give her to kind of put her mind at ease? And I think we just said one of those. Lola, can you just advise her?
So for me personally, too much information causes me to be anxious. I'm a pretty peaceful person. So the moment I start researching extra stuff, that's when like I start panicking, or it's because it's like now you're anticipating something that somebody said may happen. So whenever I'm pregnant, whenever I'm going to labor, I just act like I don't know nothing. And I'm even in the medical field. I just shut everything down, and it's like a new process for me. Everything is new. That's the only way I can cope, because if not, I mean, like I shared with Abigail with my last delivery with the suffering post-traumatic stress, and from the first one, from the second one and then the third one, but God helped me because I had to just say, okay, breathe, like this is going, it's going to be fine. You made it through the other one, you'll make it through this one. You know what I'm saying? So just too much information can cause anxiety. And deep breathing, just take your time, just trust God that everything will be fine, everything will work out. Because it's normal. It's natural for you to get anxious, especially the closer you get to the date. But for me, I just had to shut down reading extra stuff and hearing everybody else's theory. I just had to it was me and God.
That's a really good advice. Thank you so much. And
this is my personal thing. I feel like babies can feel mom's I don't know, it's a weird way.
Mom's everything.
Mom's everything.
Aura, energy,
feeling, everything. So I feel like I like peace. So I like to be peaceful, and the baby will be peaceful, and the process will be peaceful, even if all hell breaks loose.
Yes,
that is so true.
At least me, I'm going to be at a state of peace, and then whatever happens, because labor is not necessarily the most peaceful experience.
I mean, my sister is here, and she was a witness to my, and I posted my video, my first and second one was so wonderful and so peaceful. And the first one could have been like that. And what I went through the first one was I maintained my cool because I knew that I have a child that I needed to deliver. And I think that another thing I was going to say is that your motherly instinct is going to kick in. You know that, man, I need to protect my baby. Yes. What's going on that I did not plan? It might have come out like 3 days late, early, or 2 days late. Your motherly instinct is going to be thinking, I need to protect my child. I need to protect my child. So whether you become angry and fuss at people, it's all for your child. Whether you become more calm, like you're going to know what you need to do, exactly what you need to do it. Yes. I shared that my first experience, I did not know what I was doing. And I just prayed and God was like, push. That's one of those, I don't hear God talk to me like that than I did at that moment. And so I think it's just, you need to know that God is there. He created us. He knew that this was going to happen. And just leaving it in his hands, like, you know what, God, I don't know what to do right now. What should I do next? Okay, he's going to tell you. He's going to tell you. And that will, when you know that there's somebody that got your back, I think that will lower your anxiety a little bit.
That's real talk. Like one other thing that you just said that reminded me, like for my first labor, they threatened, because the baby had a cardiac condition, so they threatened to induce me. And with my conversation with God, and I've heard people, induction is not the most amazing transaction. So me, I was like, this child is, God, this is your child. This child is going to have to come out when you want this child to come out. So my husband and I, my whole family, just went home. We prayed and we just trusted God. And before they could induce me, my own body started contracting. The baby did its own thing. And
that's wonderful.
And actually what happened was, I went to the doctor's appointment on Monday. Monday was the day for induction, okay? And Monday night, they were going to check me in and induce me. I didn't have contractions, no Braxton Hicks, nothing. I didn't even know what a contraction was. I was like, I sat at the table. The nurse was checking me in, and she was, she was putting the whatever straps on. She was trying to check the monitor and all that, the heart rate. And then I was like, oh, I just started, hey, what's this pain? And I sit down. She's like, what's wrong? I was like, oh my gosh. I was just grabbing onto the table. Like,
that was great. That was wonderful.
I was like, what in the world? So she ran out. She's like, you okay? I said, I think this is what y'all call contraction. I could not sit down. She quickly called the doctor. He was like, this is so strange. We're going to induce you tonight. I said, I guess not. And
wow.
They were like, go to, the hospital. And from there, that's how we had the baby 4 hours later. But it started at the appointment later on induction.
Because
I think I had a similar story.
I come also. Go ahead, Esther.
I had a similar story for this Shiloh's pregnancy. Like, I just believe that when you pray about your labor and delivery, God just takes it over, because it's a process that God is actually interested in also. So I was actually awake in the night. So what used to happen, because third trimester, everyone knows that you don't sleep through the night. You always have one pain like the weight of the baby. You just can't stay one way. So what I started doing is that whenever I wake up, I start praying so that I can get back to sleep. I mean, I feel, when you start praying, sometimes you get knocked off. So yeah, so I was just praying during the night, looking at my phone, looking at my Bible promises, and I actually have a lot of them on my phone. So I went back to August last year, and I saw one of the first Bible promises I started using during the pregnancy. And I just like made that my screen, like my lock screen picture. And all of a sudden I went to the toilet, and just like Lola said, once the labor kicked in, it's just like all of a sudden. I was chatting with a lot of people the previous day. I never knew it would happen.
Yeah,
like
overnight. I'm talking to you like the day
yeah.
before.
No, she was talking to me on that, like the night before. Like it was like 11. I was like, this girl, you were just talking to me like 5 hours ago. How do you have a baby right now? I don't understand.
Right?
Wow.
It's just like Lola said, it's just it. And I was like, oops. I told my husband, I think I have labor contractions. I don't think so. Maybe we should go down. I want to go down to it. Next thing, when it just comes, it just continues coming. Before we could even get to the hospital, they've told us I should put my leg up there, so in case the baby moves down, comes before we get to the hospital. But everything was just quick. They were supposed to administer antibiotics to me. They couldn't do anything. Everything was just really quick, and before you know, the baby was here.
But you know what? That's the prayer. You want it to be quick.
Yeah.
There are some people that
I'm praying
labor
for that too.
days.
I want mine to be quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just pray about it. Honestly, God knows your heart, because I was it's a funny story. My story is funny because I was at a doctor's appointment and they were checking my stomach, and the lady and I was having contractions, but it was like far apart. And the lady was like, yeah, you're not dilated. And I hate that statement. Like, that is like the most annoying thing ever.
How are you
like,
telling me?
I'm 40 weeks. So I was telling her, I was like, I'm 40 weeks. They were like, okay, we'll induce you on Monday. I think it was a Friday. So I was like, okay, these people really think I just have the strength. So I'm sitting there at a doctor's office, and she's like checking the baby's heartbeat, and they already checked it. So the doctor left, and then we were about to leave, and Drew is calling me. Yes, I'm down here. Come.
Aww.
Just come.
She has the efficient.
She knew I was talking about her. Anyway, another doctor came and checked the heartbeat and was like, I can't hear the baby's heartbeat. I was like, these people don't even understand. The baby's name is Prayer, basically. So that just not in my dictionary. So they were like, we have to induce you right now. We have to induce you right now. So they sent me to the hospital, and before I got there, they were like, oh, we're just going to induce you, right? And they're like, oh, we're going to, so they gave me like the medication or whatever, and then they were like, oh, we're going to break your water. And as they try to go in there to break the water, they were like, oh, your water is broken. I was like, so you people are telling me that my water has been broken since all this time, and you're inducing me?
Oh wow.
Like, it was just, and then like maybe like 5 hours later, 5 hours later, I had the baby.
Wow.
And and one thing I wanted to say is that, like, don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. Don't say like, oh, I'm not gonna take epidural. I'm gonna take, just like let your body tell you what you're gonna do at the time. Like, I was so like stubborn about like taking epidural. I was like, and then like the week before, Tisha just had a baby and called me to tell me the whole story. So I was scared. I was like, and she was like, I still didn't take epidural. I was like, you didn't take the epidural? She was like, no, I just pushed out the baby. So I was like, okay, I'm not taking epidural. So I get it. And then the lady's like,
I didn't take the epidural. I wanted the epidural.
No, at least you wanted it. I was so stubborn. I was like, I'm not taking it. And then the lady, the first time the doctors came in, they were like, do you want the epidural? I was like, no. I'm like being brave, and like the contractions are coming. I'm like trying to be strong and things like that. And my husband is like, are you sure? Like, I think we should. I was like, no. And you know what? Like, but they came again. I was like, no. And the third time they came, I was like, look, I want it. Don't go.
Right.
Tell them.
That's the story I hear from everybody. Everybody told me, don't refuse it. Don't say I don't want it. Tell them to hold on to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let me tell you something. I tell every mom, you don't get an award for being a superhero.
No,
Exactly. Oh
There's
my
no
God.
plaque. There's no trophy. It's only for your own ego to say, "Oh, I put baby out with no epidural." Good for you. There's no star. There's no nothing. So my thing is just always say, just try. You experience the pain. Once it gets overwhelming, like I was like, oh, no, I don't know about this kind of pain. I need something to. But like I said, that was my first one, so I was able to have epidural. My last two though, I did not. It was very quick. So before I could even say anything, they couldn't even put the armband. I was having the baby. So I'm not like a supporter of yes, have epidural, don't have. I say it's based on your situation, your pain, level, and what you can tolerate.
But like with my first one, I had an epidural, and then with the second one, how everybody always talks, saying, "Oh, I had 6 children naturally. I had all my 10 naturally."
That's what I was going by. 4 children naturally.
Right. They make you feel like you want an epidural is like you being weak.
A sin.
So when I went into my second pregnancy, and I was like, you know what, I'm not having an epidural. Like the day that I went to the doctor's office and she told me to go to the hospital, I told her that I did not want an epidural. But just like you, I said, okay, if I want an epidural, who's going to kill me? Who's going to be comfortable? So in my mind. So then when they said, okay, I said, okay, I need an epidural. Who's the doctor? Who's this? Who's that? And then they said, okay. So now my doctor, which is a close family friend, they called her saying that I need an epidural. She called me saying, what epidural do you want? Stop it, no epidural.
My God.
I know my nature. I'm like, my nature always agrees with what everybody wants. So I'm like, oh, okay, no epidural. Then my nurse was like, oh yeah, I had 4. It was no problem. Your vagina is just going to burn a little bit. That was it. My mother that's next to me, oh yeah, I had 6. It was okay.
Oh my God.
Fine. And you know what? We have Jesus. I'm like, okay. They had me feeling like I was gonna have this baby like that, no problem. When that contraction started, I regretted my life.
even this pregnancy, I've never been on a no epidural. I always want epidural. So when I got there, I was already 7 centimeter, 90% effaced. I said nobody is checking me again until I get my epidural. I was so stubborn. I was inside the labor and delivery room. I was like, they wanted to check me because after 8 centimeters, like they're not supposed to give you. But the pain was so intense. I was like, nobody is checking me until I get my epidural. They had to put it, the epidural, they finished putting it 5 minutes. It hadn't kicked in, and the baby was out. But just the mind of, I want to buy
epidural money.
Give my epidural.
But that's I felt with my second child because I've learned from my first. At this point I'm ready, and I had it planned out, and it was peaceful. It was going according to plan. But I already said if I cannot take it anymore, I would do an epidural. But I always get unlucky around it because I always try to have my baby like early in the morning where the nurses don't want to. They want to go home or something like that. So that nurse is also about to go home. I said, okay, check me. Mind you, I labored at home. Well, I woke up around 5 a.m. I'm scheduled for induction at 9 a.m. But by 5 o'clock in the morning, I was like, yeah, woke up, we're going to the hospital. I know I'm about to have the baby. So, while they're driving and everything, I'm in labor. Honestly, I know I was around like 2 then. And you get there and they do like a whole 1 or 2 hours of interviewing you about stuff that you already pre-registered for.
I know, that thing is annoying. Yeah.
During that period, eventually I actually just left the room. I'm just like, look, I can't even speak. My husband has to do the rest of the questions. So by the time I got to the bed, it's like 6:30, almost about to be 7 o'clock, and my nurse has to go. And she was nice, but I'm like, okay, check me, because this is a lot of pain. Go ahead and check me right now so I know what I'm starting with. I'm going to 10. Let me know where I am now so I can determine if I'll take epidural. She's like, oh, you are 3 centimeters dilated. I was like, yep, cannot do it. Because if I'm at 3 right now, I'm thinking I'm at 6. If I was at 6, I'm like,
wow.
To the end. But now I'm at 3. That's a long way. No. So by the time they schedule me they called the anesthesiologist, they did all that stuff. Within 15 minutes, I gave birth after he left. So now I'm like...
But they said you were 3.
They said I was 3.
That's the same thing they told me.
So now I feel like...
I don't understand.
You and mommy were like, you are more than 3. You look like you might have been about a 6.
Yeah.
If she had said I was like a 5 or a 6, I would have stopped and I would have added naturally. But I think God wanted me to experience epidural.
Oh, it's beautiful.
But the thing is, sometimes I don't think the epidural kicked in, because epidural is supposed to take like 30 minutes to kick in.
No, it kicked in. Because when it kicked in, I went to sleep. Like I felt good. My eyes opened.
Wow.
My eyes opened, and I finally looked at my husband. I'm like, "Oh, hey, honey." He was like,
I know. I was
like, "Oh, hey, baby." And I started greeting everybody.
But I feel like too, because some people think that when the nurses check them that they lie as like, but I feel like, just like Miss Esther said, you can come to the hospital and be 3, and then 5 seconds later you can have the baby. I think it depends on your body and when the baby wants to come. Because I was 3 with my second baby, and 1 minute later I was like, okay, the baby's coming. So it's all, I think everybody's body is just different, and it can just happen that fast. Some people have a baby on the bus and they don't even know they're delivering a baby. So therefore, you can also go from 3 to 10 within a blink of an eye.
That is so true. That's so true.